Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So let me tell y'all, I am outside briefly because we got down for the last 2 days. It has been cold. And for me, y'all, cold is anything below 50. So the first night we got down to about 26. Last night we got down to about 30 degrees. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do inside. The only reason why I'm outside right now is because I have to get a little bit of potting soil, and I may do this. I think I may, just so I don't make a mess. I may do this like on the patio really quickly and then bring them in. But I want to share with you what we have done, the process, and also stick around, y'all. Finally found something I've been looking for the longest in the boxes. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So here is our propagation stations. And I've shared with you in the past. Now, let me just make this disclaimer. You do not need a propagation station in order to make new plants. You can simply I use like a glass jar and some water, but I found these on clearance and I like the way they look. So I got maybe like 3 or 4 of them. They were a good clearance price a few months ago. But about 6 weeks ago, I know that this is pineapple sage, by the way. I know that it doesn't tolerate frost very well for me, from my experience in the past. So about 6 to 8 weeks ago, I started taking cuttings. Plus, I wanted to like trim it up a little bit. So I came in, put it in some water, and what I will tell y'all is that every few days you want to make sure that you continue to change the water out, and you don't want any leaves in the water. So that is what we did, and the more roots that it makes, the more it like starts to drink up water, which is why we're going to get these potted up today. Now the other day, when I saw that it was going to be like 26, I was like, you know what? Let me go outside and take even more cuttings, because again, y'all, this is how I get free plants. So that's why these look a little bit droopy, is because they're new cuttings. They have to, like adapt a little bit and just kind of bounce back. Now these looked the exact same way when I first brought them in, but you see now that they are rooting very nicely. I keep the water change every few days. And I just, over time, started to see the roots grow. So this is a great way to make new plants, y'all. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to pot these up. I have my grow light set up that is in the basement. So what I'm going to do, just to get this off the kitchen counter, because I know it probably irritates Chris, and they haven't been under any like grow lights except for the overhead lighting. But we're gonna get these just on the grow station, just so that over the winter time, they can really grow, get bushy, get nice, so that next season in the spring, we can go ahead and plant them up in the garden. Because I have really been thinking about like a bird feeding area station, because the old owners left a bird bath. I have a bird feeder deal and I'll show you that later on, as I am still like in the planning stages of that. But the pineapple sage, I know that the hummingbirds, the bees, the butterflies, they love them. So I want to just kind of create an area for the pollinators, but use some of the plants that I know they really love, and pineapple sage is one of those plants. Okay, y'all, so it has warmed up tremendously. It's later on today. Here's the thing. My sister bought me a potting station. It is in the garage, and I am waiting till I get my greenhouse so that I can put the potting station in the greenhouse. But I don't feel like moving the soil and everything to the garage to pot it up. So we're gonna do our makeshift potting up between here and over here, and then we'll take it downstairs to the basement. But I wanted to show you the original pineapple sage plant that I have been getting the cuttings from. So I've had this. This is another one that we actually, I think I had this in the apartment too. I had to because the people that were under us, I was trying to make sure I protected all the plants so that when I watered my plants, it would not drop on their patio. But do y'all see how I've just been taking cuttings throughout? Now this section has gotten woody right here, but I've been doing what's called like kind of like a softwood cutting. So I like to get the ones that have not hardened up so much, the ones that are a little bit softer, like this one. So I've just been taking all type of cuttings, but this one was really getting big. Now I'm satisfied with the amount of cuttings that I've taken, so I'm just gonna leave this outside. And believe it or not, y'all, it was what, 26, and so it's been doing pretty good. Now what I will tell you is where it is, it kind of doesn't get as much wind because the awning is kind of protecting it a little bit. Don't know if that's why it survived, but I've grown it before in Savannah and it kind of, you know, like checked out. So I'm just gonna leave this out, and if they continue to grow, I'll take more cuttings. But I just wanted to show you where I am taking, getting the cuttings from with the pineapple sage. Now I have these pots right here, and I was really just trying to measure them because I kind of want to pot them up in a little bigger pot than what I originally had. So I found these right here. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of potting soil, a small amount of compost, and then the organic slow release fertilizer that I always use when I do new plantings. This kind of helps them not be as shocked and just to kind of adapt to the new area. So let me get those potted up, and then I will show you. Y'all make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to show y'all what I found. It's in the basement, got it set up, got it working. So let me just go ahead and do this really quick so that we don't make the video really long, and then I'll show you all what I got. Okay, so we got the 4 cuttings all planted up, and they were a little bit longer, so I really wish I had some deeper pots, kind of like about as deep as this, but this is okay. Let me tell y'all what I'm going to do. Once I know that they've kind of adjusted and start growing, and normally I can still tell that they've started adjusting and growing because I'll start to see like new leaves on top and coming out the side. So once this happens, what I'm going to do, because I don't want it to grow straight up, I am going to start clipping it back. Like for example, right here, I'll clip it back so that it can branch and start to expand that way and not grow straight up, so it can expand and grow out. So we'll keep doing that until we have a nice bushy plant, and then they'll be ready to put out and plant in the spring. Now let me show y'all what I've found, and we're going to put these downstairs in the grow on the grow rack. We still have some heating mats. I don't think I'm going to use them for this, but we'll just have this lighting and just watch them grow, because this is what I want to tell y'all really quick. Not all of the plants adapt. Like I've had some to seem like they're adapting well. I've taken cuttings, but when I potted them up, they just didn't make it, and that's okay, because as you saw before, we do got some new plants that we're starting to root. And this is, I plan for this. A lot of plants, they may not like it in the new location. They might not like it in your home. They might not like it around your home. But that's why I always plant or buy a few more plants than what I think I'll need, especially if I'm planning something particular for that area. Not really planning for this area. I just want to be able to produce new plants. And guess what, y'all? All free from one plant. Okay, so really quickly, I have to adjust these shelves. At first, I thought about putting them down here on this bottom shelf right here, because this is a true grow light. It has the red and the blue lights, but I really don't want them to flower. So I'm just going to adjust these lights up here. And I gotta find my chains, y'all. I just had my chains because I got 2 that I need to fix as well. But I'm going to lift this up, and then we'll just let them grow. I think I'll lift them up pretty high so that way they'll have room to grow. And I'm just going to put them on the heating mat for a little bit. They won't stay on there forever just because I just watered them. And when I start seeds or have plants inside, I really like to be, I don't like fungus gnats. And if you really continue to overwater them, that is how fungus gnats can start. And they're so irritating, y'all. And I just don't want that. But I did give them a good soak. So I just want to let that water just kind of dry up. And I'm only going to water them once the soil starts to get dry. But let me show y'all what I have found. So if you remember, I did a video where we actually started a lot of our leafy greens that are in the garden now from seed. And I had to come down here in the basement every morning and every night. And I had to put a timer on just to make sure that I would turn the lights on and also turn the heating mats on. And I told y'all I had a timer. Well, finally, y'all, like the little kids used to say, finally, I found my timer. So I don't have to come, I mean, I'm still going to come down here and check, but I don't have to just put my alarm on and be like, oh, let me go turn the lights on, or oh, let me go turn the lights off. So we got our timer on. I got it set to where it's on for 14 hours a day, because over the next coming weeks, I'm going to start going through some of the seeds that we're going to start getting, that we're going to start off with first, being some of the cool weather plants getting ready for spring. So this will be so helpful. And then all I have to do now is fix these lights right here, start our seeds. And yes, y'all, hold on. I also found my heating mats. Quick story, and we're going to get out of here. So couldn't find the heating mats, couldn't find the timer. Amazon had a super good special on these 4 mats right here. I paid so much less than at the big box store. So they got here in 2 days. This is what we use, but that's okay because I can still use the heating mats for this rack, this rack right here, because normally what I have done in the past for this bottom rack is when we started like our geraniums and different flowering plants inside, once they germinate, y'all, I really take them off the heating mat, to be honest. I'll take them off the heating mat and just put them up on the grow lights, because even in Savannah, it was a pretty stable temperature inside and they did good. But I used to put my flowering plants on the bottom shelf because of the red and the blue grow lights. But I'm glad to see that I do have my heating mat. So the more the merrier. So we got everything, can get set up. And then once those plants that you saw upstairs, once they start to root, we're just going to do the same to those 2, pot them up. And then this is what we're going to use, at least one of the flowers around our bird area that we're planting. Okay, so as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap the subscribe button and make sure that you tap the bell as well so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.